Can you
Yeah.
explain how trying to play it safe might end up by removing legitimate speech online?
Maybe it's poetic that when I'm talking about this on the platform. I think the inception of the platform was birthed out of a media landscape that was super heavily regulated, mainly a subjective lens applied to what was being regulated, what was being controlled. We saw through COVID what happens when, especially in the US, you see the state putting incentives effectively in the form of punishments, fines, and restricted access on private companies. They over-regulate. They start to remove legally legitimate speech, and they start to control the narrative and the stories that are out there.
And that is right, but but we're talking, teens, we're talking under 16. When Charlie Kirk was shot, it was up there on all of the social media sites, right? And it wasn't blurred out. And I went, whoa, what have I just seen? And now there's stories that, kids saw it and they've been really affected by it. You're a dad, you don't want your kids to see stuff like that, right?
Absolutely, and that's my responsibility as a parent, to have appropriate restrictions in place for my children, not the state, but me as a parent, on what they are doing online, what access they have to the internet. I don't think the state has any place to be telling parents how to raise their children, and at the end of the day, we know. We've lived long enough to know that parents don't always get it right, but we should be encouraging and equipping parents to at least try. What we can do is we can better equip our children to be digitally literate and to be wise about how they navigate the online space, and we can actually make sure that they're entering that conversation at an appropriate age. We can't raise digitally literate kids, though, by locking them out of the digital space. They need to be able to access that. It's going to be all-consuming of their future in terms of career and education.